Hi guys, Wade Curtis here, founder of Curtis Property Group. Thanks for tuning in. Today I want to talk to you about a couple of different types of property investment strategies and the pros and cons against those. We often get asked as mentors and building people's wealth in property, what type of strategy is going to make them the most amount of money with the least amount of risk. Everyone's wants to minimize risk, and investment carries risk. It's about mitigating that risk and minimizing that in a sense. So let's talk about a buy, renovate and sell strategy versus a buy and accumulation or a buy and accumulate. So buying one property, using the equity growth out of that property to be able to purchase property number two, and so on and so on. Okay, let's go into the buy, renovate and sell. Now, if you're buying to renovate and sell for a profit, there are a number of things or variables that could potentially go wrong. Okay, you're buying a house. Are you buying it at the right price? Because you're trying to flip it essentially. You're trying to renovate it and sell it for more than what you paid for it with your holding costs and renovation costs. Okay, what are the risks associated with that? Well, you're buying a house. You need to have access to money to be able to renovate it. Okay, so if you bought it for $500,000, you put in a 10% deposit, borrow the 90%. You've still got to come up with 100 or 200 or whatever the amount is that you need to spend on that property in order to be able to put it back on the market and make a profit. Okay, so what are the risks there? The longer it takes, likelihood, more the holding cost, the less profit margin you're going to make. When you're renovating, you need to know where to spend the money, and you need to make sure that your budget is on track. There's a lot of unforeseen circumstances when you're pulling a house apart and you're renovating kitchens, bathrooms, extending, adding on rooms, etc. There are a lot of things that you can't see. So those things can add up to thousands and thousands of dollars that you didn't account for in your initial budget to renovate it and to be able to sell it for a tidy profit. People are not going to pay you for items that you can't see, like the plumbing. There's an extra $20,000 in plumbing, or the electrical need, the whole house needed rewiring. No one's going to really pay you for that money when they're buying that property off you at the end. So you've got to be careful in those types of things. Can blow your budget right out, and obviously you potentially make no money or even lose money, or you're forced to hold it because you can't sell it for what you're actually what it owes you. Okay, so they're the risks, and let's assume that you did make profit. Let's say you made $100,000 profit in renovating that property. When you sell it, and it's an investment because you're not living in it, you're buying it to renovate and sell, and you make a profit, you're going to trigger the capital gains tax. So you're going to pay capital gains tax on your profit anyway, and then you're going to roll it in and potentially do it again. Okay, so buying and selling is very costly. Costly to buy a property, stamp duty, all the taxes associated with it, and selling it, capital gains taxes and so forth. Okay, so they're the associated risks. And if you're not doing a lot of the work yourself, it can be very, very costly. And what's your time worth? My time is worth a lot more than sitting and renovating a house. There's other ways that you could potentially make more money with less stress and less hands-on approach. The buy, hold and accumulate strategy is effectively buying a house, letting it grow in value, time in the market, duplicating and using the equity growth to buy the other one. The advantage with this type of strategy is that any capital gain that's in there, you can actually borrow against it to be able to buy your second property without actually selling that property. So you can buy and accumulate. So you're buying properties for tax deductions, minimizing your tax, and you're building your long-term wealth safely that way. I've got old properties, new properties, and to be totally honest, the old properties cost you a lot of money. You get a call from your property manager, this needs to be fixed, hot water system's blown up, retaining wall needs bracing. All these things are thousands of dollars in cost. So new properties have a lot less stress and a lot less maintenance, and therefore it's an easier, more relaxed way to build your wealth. So you can do a duplex development, which I'll go into at a later date, where you could make $100,000 in doing a small duplex in 12 months. So that carries a lot less hands-on approach and a lot less stress and a lot less of the unknown, because you're renting the properties out after the development's done anyway, and you're holding them. So there are a number of variables and there are a number of strategies that we tailor towards our clients' needs. But I just wanted to talk because it's one that we often get asked. I want to buy a property, I want to renovate it, and I want to sell it. These TV shows like The Block and all of those, they make it look very simple because they're all edited. They put in there, there's no real hiccups, goes smoothly, and then it's auctioned and they're making $1 million or whatever it is. So they make it a lot easier than what it is. So you need to consider that, if you are going to look into to buy, renovate and sell. There are a lot of unknowns and, things that can potentially go wrong. So it carries a bit more risk. Hope that served you well, guys. We'll be talking about different strategies along the way over the coming weeks, but if you've got any comments or would like me to talk about a specific strategy, please comment below or private message us, and maybe I can do another video like this one on your specific strategy. Thanks, guys. Have a great day and talk soon.